What's up, everybody? I'm Apollo. This is Late Great Game Reviews, and this week I am reviewing Flow for the PS4. It originally came out as a Flash game in 2006. Then it was a PlayStation Network game in 2007, and then it was a PSP game, and now finally come to the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. It's developed by that game company. It was actually their first game, followed by Flower and Journey, both of which I reviewed. Terrific games. This one's no exception. It's an incredible game. Very vibrant in terms of its colors, in terms of and again, it's a very simple concept. You're an aquatic sea creature that's basically made up of these little segments. Kind of hard to explain, but and you are is basically going through the evolution of this one creature. You're evolving as you go through each level. You're basically consuming other organisms, consuming food and other organisms, and going through the levels and eventually evolving into these more complex, more interesting, very intricately well designed creatures. It's a great game. Basically, yeah, it only takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's kind of standard that game company length, but again, like Journey and like Flower, it's an experience it definitely resonated with me a lot. Like I said, the colors are very bright. It's also the evolutions are of I think there are like five evolutions that you go through. Your creature evolves, and not every evolution isn't necessarily a bigger creature version of the creature, but you get like different abilities as you go through. So one evolution is, you'll have a boost. You'll have a boost ability. Another one will be you can have the ability to basically spin around really fast, creating a vortex that sucks in smaller creatures. Another one is that you can temporarily paralyze enemies, and they become easy pickings. Yeah, and as you continue to, you're basically going. I guess you could say you're going deeper into the sea, or wherever you are. uh, but yeah, you're basically going deeper, and as you continue to go through each section of the game, um, you as you continue to go through each section of the game, you basically all of your enemies are becoming more complex. I mean, we're not necessarily more complex, but some of them are earlier versions of yourself that you can easily take down. But like nature, even you're never the most powerful predator. There's always predator and there's always prey. So you're always going after. Even if you're able to take out a lot of the enemies very easily, there's always another enemy that's more powerful than you, and that you have to sort of, you know, devise not too much tactics, but just have just enough tact to smartly take out enemies. But some of the AI is very very smart. Like if you're in a school of a school as a group of fish. If you're in a school of organisms, and you attack one, the others will immediately like swarm on you. But it's never overwhelming. It's never frustrating. It's a very like that again, like that game company's other games. It's a very cathartic, relaxing experience. The music is beautiful and calm the entire time, and yeah, each section of the game you go through, you can go through. There's a there's two portals in every section of the game: the blue portal, the red portal. Blue portal takes you back a section. Red portal takes you forward. You can honestly go through the entire game without eating um, eating or consuming any organisms, battling any other creatures. You can actually get trophies for that, actually. But if you're a completionist like me, it's really fun to go and try to get all the food and try to take out all the creatures. And if you do that, as you consume each creature, you can actually visually map out how much further you have to go to each evolution. Like, your creature is actually changing as it evolves before the actual like event of the evolution where it changes its entire form and you go to a completely new section of the game. As you're actually evolving, you can see along the way your creature is building and changing, its design is changing. It's really, especially some of the later creatures, really are works of art that need to be seen to be really need to be seen to be appreciated. Really beautiful designs. And like I was saying about the portals, red takes you forward, blue takes you back, and you never really die in the game, but you can be hurt enough so that you need to go back and you replenish your health. It's really easy. All you have to do is like eat the food, and you can go back as far as you want, or just go forward whenever you want as well. You can do each one on the fly every time. It's pretty great, and it's a good system to ward off any of that pesky frustration. Some of the one complaint I had was that, especially early on in the game, because the controls are super simple. You're using the motion control, the I don't even know if it's still called six axis or not on the PS4, but you're using what I'm just going to refer to as the six axis, where you're tilting the controller around, and that's how you move. It's really simple. You can press, and then it's just that, and you're just pressing any button to use the special ability, like the boost to the vortex or the paralyzing thing. So it's really simple, but the tilting, it can get a bit frustrating and irritating to use, especially at first. But I found that, at least for me, I don't know if this is necessarily part of the game design or if it's just kind of a psychosomatic thing for me, but I noticed that early on in the game, as you're more simple, uh, less complex, less complete form of this creature, the controls are imprecise, they're inaccurate, and it's hard to, and that's really the most frustrating time to use that tilting controlling scheme. But as I evolved, I found that each time I evolved, the controllers got tighter and easier to use, and they felt better. And by the end of the game, like the tilting felt great. I mean, still didn't feel perfect, but it felt like really good. And again, that game company, I swear, has the best credit sequences. Really interactive, and just you have fun watching credits, which very few game companies and games can say that. So very impressive. Flow was actually their first game, and that is incredible. I actually played them backwards. I played Journey first, reviewed it, played Flower, reviewed it as well, and now I play Flow. And man, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next. Incredible, great game. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. It is definitely worth playing. It's actually, wait, I was gonna say it's free on the PSN, but that's not true. But it's very cheap. It's only like $7. It's totally worth it. You get the Vita version. It's a cross buy, so you get the Vita, you get the PS3 and the PS4 version, all for $6.99. Totally worth it. Play Flow, play Flower, Journey. That game company. Can't wait to see what you have next. Alright, that is it for late great game reviews this week. I will see you guys hopefully next week. Basically whenever I review my next game, which will be next week. Alright.